Hello and welcome to ClovenCast, the podcast show where we have no intro. We're your hosts, Springheart, and joining me today are my lovely co-hosts.
Hi, I'm Christy.
Hi, I'm Spirit.
And would the hosts please roll initiative to determine who's going first for the topic today of Christmas traditions?
Let me roll my sparkly dice.
Got 3.
I got a 5.
Oh, natural 20?
You got a nat 20 on initiative?
Yep, Foghorn here.
Okay, let me go ahead and write that down. So it's going to be Spring, Christy. Oh, actually, Christy, you got a 3, right?
I got a 3. I was about to say, it's like, why do I gotta go before you?
I mean, if I'd gotten a 1, then yeah. I feel like there needs to be some sort of punishment whenever one of us gets a 1 on initiative.
Yeah, do a push-up.
Oh yeah, okay, we're gonna have, if we ever do a D&D episode, I want to talk about how I do a push-up every time we roll a nat 1 in our games. I got a counter.
Now you're ripped?
I'm getting there. Push-ups are real easy now, but I'll go ahead, I'll let Spring, you want to take it away?
Alright, so Christmas traditions of the past. So what normally happens in my household now is we wake up, my parents and I, we go downstairs, we open up our presents. Usually my sister's family will show up and we'll open presents with them. My mom's family will also, my grandma and grandpa will show up sometime while we're opening presents, and they'll come join us down in the living room by the Christmas tree. And we'll continue opening presents. There's a lot of presents because grandkids and nieces always get an absorbent amount of presents because of clothes and stuff. And by about 11 o'clock, we're up in the kitchen cooking. We woke up at like 7 or what, the crack of dawn, to get the turkey in the oven. And I'm cooking gravy. And my job is to do gravy and stuffing. I've taken over those roles because otherwise we weren't going to get gravy and stuffing. And I will not stand for no stuffing on my Christmas, because that's my favorite part. So I get that in the slow cooker and it's cooking away. We set the table. By then, my dad's gotten my grandma, and my aunt's shown up. My cousins have shown up. Kids are running amok around the house. I usually get pulled away from the kitchen. Usually like, auntie, come play. So I go play with the kids for a while. We have our lunch, our Christmas lunch. We hang out for a while, and then slowly, it's usually like 2 o'clock, people slowly depart, and then we usually just hang out and end up watching my parents and I usually watch like a Christmas Carol or something on the couch, and then we have leftovers for dinner. So it's really chill, but we have the whole family over, both sides of my parents' families. And did we want to do everyone's past traditions first, or do you want me to do what's going to happen this year first?
Maybe let's talk about
before I pass the torch.
Maybe what we do is we talk about our like general traditions, and then we'll maybe talk about what's going forward, and I don't know, maybe ask the audience like what their plans are for this year too.
Oh, I also make rum balls, so those are eaten not during Christmas Day, because we can't have those out because of the children, but we partake in those. They're quite delicious. Am I doing what's going to happen today? I didn't get an answer for that.
I think, well, unless Christy wants to say otherwise, I think it would just be like, we talk about past traditions, all of us go, we pass the torch, And then after everyone's talked about what they usually do, then we can talk about what the plan is for this year, so to speak.
Cool. All right. I think that's the gist of what a normal Christmas, normal Spring Heart family Christmas would be, in a nutshell. So I will pass the Christmas holiday cheer torch on.
I guess that makes it my turn. So for a little bit of reference, my family lives on the East Coast of the US and most of our family are elsewhere, so we're not really in close proximity. So a big thing about the holidays for us is that it's the time when we get together with our extended family. Like we're not close to any of our aunts or uncles or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, what we usually do for our holidays is that every year we plan where everyone is going to meet up, essentially. Everyone travels or everyone plans on going somewhere. Most of my folks are in Texas, so sometimes it just requires us to go to Texas and stay with them. This year, we were going to go to Arizona because I was also going to visit my dad's family is in Arizona, and I was looking forward to that. But yeah, usually we'd get together with one side of the family, either my mom's or my dad's, and we would go and my brother and I are a little too old for the whole like Santa thing. So usually what it is that we stay up, and luckily we have cousins that are young enough for the whole Santa thing, so we kind of play along at this point. But we get together, and usually on Christmas Eve or the day before we'll make cookies and we'll hang out, and then everyone kind of goes to their separate staying places on Christmas Eve night. And I guess this is something I should mention, is that my family usually has a tradition of going to church on Christmas Eve.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't think that's happening this year. But yeah, it's usually church on Christmas Eve, like the whole candlelight thing and everything like that. And then we all go back home and we go to bed early. And then we wake up the next day, and once everyone's at the house, it's not usually early, it's usually around like 9 or 10 a.m. when everyone's finally awake, that we all get together and we open the presents and everything like that. And then we have like, this is probably gonna sound really southern, or like, yeah, so on Christmas Eve, we usually get Mexican food.
What?
Okay, on Christmas Eve we usually get Mexican food, and on Christmas Day we have a proper like Christmas dinner. But it's kind of Christmas Eve we usually go to, there's a place in Texas called Rosa's. Okay. It's this Mexican food place, and they have really good fresh tortillas, and they have a drive-through. So what we would do is we'd pick up Rosa's, usually have like a variety of things, and we would have that for Christmas Eve dinner. Kind of hang out, the kids go home, the adults go to bed because the adults are getting old and they don't have as much energy, including my brother and I. And then, yeah, we go through our day-to-day, but that's our general gist. Oh boy, let me tell you about the future, but for now I'm going to pass the torch off to Christy.
I guess it's a little more difficult for me to determine what counts as like traditional Christmas, because I've been doing it like a certain way for the past like 3 years, but I've also had like before the past 3 years. So what should I talk about?
Current.
Yeah, like the most up to date.
Yeah.
So, for like Christmas and New Year's, I've actually been traveling up to Manga Kamen's place to spend time with him. And honestly, we don't really do much in terms of Christmas. It's mostly just us like playing games or making food, but we actually tried last year the Japanese way of celebrating Christmas.
Oh?
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Oh, I've heard of this.
we last year at least, like, we actually went out to KFC and put in an order for like Kentucky Fried Chicken. Brought it home. I
awesome.
kind of want to do like a more traditional Christmas though, because I'm kind of getting nostalgic for it. But yeah, generally we've been doing Kentucky for Christmas. And we'll just like hang out, we'll play a game, and lately what we've also done is like we'd put on a bad movie and spend the night watching said bad movie with some popcorn and just cozying up in the floor on the blanket and just, being cute. And then late at night, we do adult things and then go to bed.
Okay.
And that's my Christmas for the past couple of years.
Would I be out of line by adding a bow chicka bow wow to the end of this?
It's a very important part of our Christmas tradition, okay?
I'm not making
You will
fun
not
of you.
sully her Christmas tradition with a bow chicka wow.
I'm sorry, I have a contractual obligation to be a meme lord.
Go ahead.
I just did.
Oh my god!
But yeah, I guess the whole point that we can kind of see here is that every one of us in our little circles, we all have different traditions because we all have different lifestyles, and I'm sure everyone else. I'm actually kind of curious what other people do for the holidays, because I know for one, like, not everyone celebrates Christmas, but also like I know everyone else has different traditions too. Like some people have, like, I don't know about you guys, it's a little bit off tangent, but like New Year's, it's kind of the same thing where it's like everyone celebrates New Year's differently.
Oh yeah.
But I guess so since we've kind of talked about or given a general gist of what we usually do we want to talk about what the plans are for quarantine Christmas?
Oh boy. Okay. Serve the tea. Let me just. Okay, there's no tea left in this mug.
You'll have to get more tea after this recording.
Yeah. So, the Ontario government, because I once again remind everyone that I live in Canada, because every time I mention people I live in Canada, they're like, what? The Ontario government is going to let us know on the 11th, 2 weeks before Christmas, if we can have Christmas or what's going on. So that's gonna be delightfully fun. So right now, right here where I live, there is a restriction to, I believe it's about, we can only have indoor gatherings in houses of 15, I believe is the rule. My current area, the most people we had recently, I think it's like we have about 5 people, and they've all been travel related, and they've automatically put themselves into quarantine. So we don't have a community spread right now. But not that I want one, but anyways, rambling. So for our family, who the government is like, we shouldn't be socializing at all. No social. Don't do it. We have a lot of hot spots, but there's spots like me where it's like there is none. It's weird. So don't know exactly what I'm doing for Christmas, because even with the 15 people, that excludes like one set of grandparents or an uncle that would normally come to Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And like my parents and I, our circle is our family. So it's not like we're going like my grandparents have basically isolated themselves since the beginning of quarantine. So they've only seen us. My mom doesn't work, so the only social interactions she gets is when we have social functions. So Christmas is going to be interesting this year. Here we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know how many people it's going to be here. If we can have people at all. I've made it clear that I would like to make at least a turkey dinner, to give us some kind of normalcy, and I'm making rum balls because if we can't have a normal Christmas, we might as well just be happy and with brownies filled with rum. Uh, so who knows what Christmas shall bring this year? Maybe we'll just do a run by throw of presents at my nieces. Drive by Santa. I don't know. It's gonna be great.
You leave them on a sack. You leave them in a sack on the front lawn. It's just like Merry Christmas, kids.
Get one of those like t-shirt guns, but the presents.
A cannon to shoot the big ones.
Oh, yeah. It
would be kind of hilarious.
Oh, it'd be so good. I don't know if I could get the materials here in time because all the postage is gonna be backed up because of Christmas. Oh yeah. Also, normally my family goes to the church for Christmas, but we won't be going this year because they canceled the service, and B, someone complained about my mom. So
she's got respiratory issues, so she can't
yeah, like it was made very clear that their church is welcoming people who can't wear masks due to their health issues. And then someone was like, I'm not comfortable, and like this is a parent, yeah, it was just the tea. So my mom's a little sad, so I want to make this Christmas as normal as possible for her.
Yeah, and I'm mad that people are being mean to your mom, because from what I can tell, your mom is sweet.
Yeah, she has more of a backbone than me. And she'll go out of her way and ask like, hey, is it okay if I come in here? And she keeps her distance from people, and she doesn't leave the house. Like, she only goes outside to go get groceries. Like, she doesn't have a job, like, so it's just Anyways, I don't want to go down that tangent because people don't seem to understand like invisible disabilities, and it makes me sad and frustrated. So Spirit, how is your crazy Christmas adventures this year going to be like?
Oh boy, get your tea, boys, cause we about to talk some tea. So,
joy.
Okay, so as I mentioned before, the original plan this year was to have Christmas in Arizona with my dad's family. But there's a couple of problems with that. One, we are about 3,000 miles away from Arizona.
Oh boy.
That's a minimum of a 3-day drive. And that's if you're doing 12-hour days. And another thing that I'm worried about is the fact that my grandmother has respiratory issues and my grandfather has heart problems.
Oh.
And we're not just seeing my dad's side of the family either. My mother's side of the family is coming too. And both my mother's mother and my mother's stepfather, who you'll be seeing this year, also have respiratory issues, and their health is not great.
Oh, jeez.
So I'm trying to kind of see if I can convince my family to cancel this year and have a digital Christmas. I know it's not ideal in the slightest, but I would rather, this is my logic behind it, is that I am aware, and I miss them very much. I cried last night because I've been missing them. So it's not like it's just like, oh, I hate you, I don't want to see you. It's because one, their health is not great, and I want to make sure that they live. I don't want to put them in danger. And two, as much as I would like to see them, I don't want to risk myself or any of my other family members who also, like, my family's health is fuck, okay? Like, I'm just gonna say it right now.
That's a mood right there.
But, I've been through the ringer this year when it comes to my health anyway. Like, granted, not on this kind of front, but you guys know that I, like, fucked up my ankle earlier this year and everything like that.
Yeah.
So I don't want to have any more long-lasting things going on. And I personally speaking, we are going to have to go through 3 airports to get there, and I don't want to do that because 2 of them are major international hubs, and one of them's a hotspot. I don't want to risk that because
one of them's a hotspot?
Yeah, so Atlanta, Georgia is a hotspot.
Oh, jeez.
I don't even know what the status of Phoenix is because Atlanta's where we're connecting through because we're supposed to fly through Southwest. But I really want to, for the sake of, like, being cautious, I would much rather spend one Christmas at home doing video calls because this is literally, like, we were talking about running RamCon earlier. This is literally our proficiency at this point.
Yeah.
So I would rather spend one Christmas away from the family where we're doing video calls and having to be remote and have like 10 more Christmases to come where we can be in person rather than risk this being the last Christmas with my family.
Yeah.
Because this is a risk, like, at this point, 1.5 million people have died worldwide from this disease. You cannot discount that to people with compromised immune systems or people who are getting sick from something else. It's COVID itself. So I know this is turning very dark, but that's kind of the thing, is that I want to maintain a certain level of responsibility, and I hope that people this holiday season do that too.
Yeah.
But anyway, Christy, please lighten the mood. I had to get serious for a minute.
Unfortunately, I don't have any sad plans. Like, honestly, I feel like I've always lived a quarantine Christmas. Because I'm literally doing the same thing that I did last year, except maybe instead of doing like Kentucky Fried Chicken for Christmas, I might actually try making Christmas dinner for once.
Oh, that's exciting.
I'm thinking about it though. Like, the one thing I kind of want to try though, when it comes to Christmas or traditional Christmas dinners, because it feels very open-ended. I want to try making like Christmas brie, where like you have like people like to put like cranberries and raspberries in their baked brie. I want to try it with blackberry.
Okay, real quick, because my brain
sounds
is not processing.
Like,
What's
with
brie?
blackberry instead of cranberry, because I don't like cranberries.
What's brie?
Brie is it's a soft cheese that has a rind on the outside that you can eat. So basically, imagine soft in the middle with a crust on the outside. And the
That
crust
sounds
holds it together.
amazing.
It's kind of like a cracker fondue.
I want it in
If
my
you don't know a
mouth.
machine to make fondue.
And not to go all cheese connoisseur for about 5 minutes, but it has different flavors depending on the sharpness and the softness that you get. So you can either get a more nutty flavor, you can get a buttery flavor, or you can get a sharp brie.
You're making my mouth water.
Yeah,
I just felt like I feel like cooking this year. I guess my only thing is I don't know what I'm cooking. We may end up getting Kentucky for Christmas anyway.
You guys should make like a really romantic dinner where you can like sit in front of candlelight and listen to nice music and everything like that.
I'll try that. I don't know if Common would be up for it, but I'll try to see if I can do anything, because that sounds like fun.
If you have a slow cooker, you can do stuffing in it.
Yeah.
I already know how to make stuffing and whatnot, but yeah,
Okay.
I see your point.
And you will make mashed potatoes correctly.
Yes, I will make mashed potatoes correctly, because oh god, I don't want to go into that tea.
I make mashed potatoes when you can make like sweet potatoes or turnip.
You're gonna have to teach me one of these.
Gross.
Christy, you're gonna have to teach me like how to make it with sour cream, because the way that you described it sounds really good.
Yeah, like sour cream makes it a little denser, but better. It's pretty simple though. Like, all you gotta do is like crush up your potatoes like after they've been cooked a bit, and like start blending them, and like streamline like butter and milk and also like your sour cream a little bit at a time until it like gets really, really nice and fluffy.
Now I'm hungry.
Not like so fluffy to where it's like not even mashed potato anymore, you know?
A healthy balance.
Yes.
Actually, I think since we've got a few more minutes before we gotta wrap up, but what's your guys' favorite holiday food and holiday dessert?
Ooh.
And Spring, you're not allowed to say rum balls.
No. Stuffing.
I like mashed potatoes and gravy and as for dessert, my parents or my mom, like, we started doing this for like Thanksgiving, but we get around making like cranberry sauce by making like a fruit salad jello with like mandarin oranges, maybe like some apple pieces, pineapple for sure. It's my favorite.
This is gonna.
I would,
Go
I
ahead.
would. Oh, sorry. I would say rum balls, but since I'm not allowed to say rum balls, my great grandmother used to make these butter tarts, and we still have the recipe. And my aunt makes them sometimes, and they literally like drip. They're so sugary and delicious. Um, they're like my favorite thing. She'd always make them like at Christmas and stuff. So spirit.
Okay, this is where my inner Southern comes out here because one of my favorite aspects about seeing my mother's family for Christmas is the Southern food. And I'm not counting Rose's here, even though Rose's is great. But one of the things that my grandmother makes, and this is gonna Southern acquired taste here, but it's basically it's like a cream cheese, but with pepper jelly on it.
Oh, my parents make that too.
Like I love that, and my grandma also makes this cheese ball, which is really good. And I guess for dessert, aside from like Christmas cookies, my grandmother also makes these peanut butter bars, where she'll mash up graham crackers and mix them with peanut butter and sugar, and then she'll coat them with chocolate. So it's like a big Reese's cup,
Oh,
and it's really good. I think if I find the recipe and if we ever meet up in person at some point, I'm gonna make them and you guys can have them. They're really peanut buttery though, so
nice.
prepare for the peanut butter. It takes like 2 cups of peanut butter for a tray.
So I have to ask the question: is everyone done their Christmas shopping?
No, still need
Nope.
common. There we go.
I have one package that's coming from across the pond.
I've been
But
waiting for something from Ukraine since November 6th.
Oh my god!
I ordered it in October.
Everything else has been wrapped since like November 20th.
Although Common's gift to me is still coming in the mail. He helped pitch in for some Unis Honest merch.
Ooh,
So I gotta wait a bit for that.
nice.
Actually, this is also something that occurred to me is that what's one gift that you guys are looking forward to maybe getting this year?
I already said it.
You just want merch from Mark and Eve.
Yes, I want my friggin' Unis Honest merch. I can't help it. I still miss the show. It's been a month, half a month. I still miss them.
I asked for some they're like leg warmers, but they come up to my thighs. They're
They're cozy.
they look super cozy, and I could wear skirts during the winter. Be amazing.
I guess if I'm adding mine onto the pile, I really want to get a bass guitar
Ooh.
because I'm a little punk.
That
and I want to learn how to play Doom on bass because, yeah, E1M1. I'm a little metalhead. Can you blame me?
honestly, that's a mood. So yeah.
But yeah, I guess same questions to the audience. What are your traditions? What are your favorite holiday foods and desserts? And what are you looking forward to getting this year if you celebrate Christmas? And if you don't celebrate Christmas, what do you celebrate? Because I'm always curious to learn about other people's cultures personally.
Mm-hmm. Do we have anything else we want to say in this episode before I wrap her up? Like a nice little present?
I think we're ready to go. I think that this is probably going to be the last episode of the year. So, anyone want to make some final goodbyes before 2021?
space
Bunch your drugs.
vampire wizards
You forgot the alien
2021.
part.
All right, well, and that's all for today's episode. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video around. Also, be sure to check out our Twitter, where we post polls and updates about the show. Lastly, a thank you to all our lovely patrons for supporting us, because we all have separate ones. If you would like to support any of our co-hosts, the links to our Patreon pages are in the description. Wow, I can read. 10 out of 10. That's all for today. This is ClovenCast signing off.
And we'll see you next year.
Bye.
Bye.